Well, hello, and welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. I hope you had a great day. Mine was all right. Anyways, sorry. All right. Anyways, how's it going? So today on Wind Down Wednesday, I was gonna do some of the logic, or at least take another stab here at the Slogo Ranch. However, I seem to have misplaced my documents, so go figure. Such a Monday-flavored Wednesday thing to do. But anyways, what we are going to do today is we are going to take a little stab at... Well, actually, we're going to fix something that appears to be kind of broken. I'm actually trying to find the poster on our Discord who actually... let me see here. Where is it at? Oh my goodness. I don't even know. Engineering library, is it here? No, it's not there. I don't even know. But anyway, it's in design review, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, it's in design review. All right. So, what? Okay, well, I guess we don't have a name. We'll just call him Willie. Anyway, there's a gentleman on the Discord. I'm assuming it was a gentleman that was talking about using this big tank right here, and they were saying that they were having a little bit of an issue with the gases. Now, what they think they were talking about was they were talking about carbon dioxide getting trapped in here, and they were saying that this would still do the waterfall thing if carbon dioxide gets trapped here. So what I was thinking is, I'm like, okay, well, you would think that that would just kind of settle its way down here, you know what I mean? And it looks like it has, and I think this actually might be what they're talking about. I'm not sure if this is going to happen here. Maybe we can observe for a minute, but we do have some natural gas in here, and we also have some other things, and you see that oxygen is kind of fighting for its spot right now. And I was trying to kind of figure out what was going on there, and I think what was going on is that the heavier gases have the capability of getting in here via this line of airflow tiles, and effectively they'll get trapped down in here, and it could cause waterfalls. So to prevent that, really, we're only going to do one little teeny tiny thing, and that is, actually, let's turn sandbox mode on. We're just going to take this, and we're just going to boop. And now, all of that stuff should be able to push out if it really wants to, and I think it probably will. And that's okay, because everything that's going to be in here is going to be heavier than oxygen, most likely. But what that means is now we've effectively separated these two tanks, and we really don't want that. So I think the fix to that is just going to be, just to add a couple of these guys in here. Now the tank size is back to where it was. But here's the thing, though. Oxygen will get trapped here. That's definitely going to happen. But more importantly, since the oxygen is going to be the lightest thing in here, unless somehow you get helium stuck in here, which is obviously a possibility. I mean, stranger things can happen. But anyway, so with this being like that, all of this should just kind of find its way out. So this is a bit of a hot fix for this. If you guys are looking at this on the workshop, just replace those two mesh tiles and swap them up here for air tiles. Just swap those around. And so I think that's all there is for that. Now, on to the main event tonight. I would like to take a stab at a Volcano Tamer. I was actually watching Redneck's stream the other day. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I have him listed as a recommended channel on the Twitch here. But yeah, so Redneck was working on a tamer, and it's a little bit smaller than the one that I'm using in the Let's Play series that we're doing for Stinger's Playground right now. So I would like to test that. I would really like to test that. And I don't want to do it in this world because we've already got a lot of stuff going on in this world right now. So what I think I want to do is I want to start yet another testing branch. And I think going forward, especially when we're doing like ranches and stuff like that, when we're trying to quantify stuff, especially when we're looking at our daily reports, because these are juicy details here. This is so much juicy data. This is definitely where I spent a lot of time paying attention when we were trying to see how viable this was, because with the rolling respawn or deaths, like, if you spawn a bunch of these, they're all going to die at the same time, stuff like that. So I've had some ripples through the production chain, but I was able to kind of separate them from actually what was happening, at least a little bit in my opinion, by using the colony daily reports. And the best way to get rid of the noise in these is just to not have anything else going on. So that's my reasoning. That's my reasons. But yeah, so that's going to be the fix for this, at least for now, until we discover another problem with it. Which so far looks all right. I mean, we could actually probably put some hydrogen here and see what happens. I have a feeling it might go up in there. I have a feeling it might not. I don't know. With it pushing out, look, all this oxygen is literally pushing out. So I don't think that it's gonna be a problem, because now all of this oxygen that's coming off of this flue coil and this flue coil, it has nowhere to go but out. So really we got a back pressure that's gonna push things out of this hole. So I actually think that this is the solution. As far as this goes on this side, you know, I'm gonna leave these as is. You could put some regular tiles here and just have these come out to the side as long as they have an escape path. But I digress on this. We're not really gonna mess with this too much more. I think this is kind of situated, and all it needs is some really long-term deep testing like this. I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is here and this is here. It seems to be happening. Maybe they need to be separated just a little bit. We do have room to separate them like one more tile. We could do that. We got 3 tiles here. We could bump this one up 1, this one up 2, and still have plenty of room to keep this submerged. But anyway, I digress. We are just gonna back out of this. We're gonna go to the main menu, save and quit. And we're gonna go ahead and grab ourselves. Actually, you know what? Let's just stay in there. No. Let's see. Now I kind of have. You know what? Well, let's stay in this one. I think since we're doing a Volcano Tamer, we can just use this one. And the reason is because I just don't want to take the time to like set up another world right now. I just think it's kind of a silly proposition, at least for this. I got home a little bit late, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare for stream. But such is life. Anyway, let's go ahead and cheat ourselves something in here. Let's see what we have over here. We're looking for, let's see here, bases, POIs, geysers. We don't want a geyser. What we want is I don't know if they're going to be under here. Volcano hole. What is it? Small volcano, molten iron, copper. I guess this is probably going to be an expansion. Yeah, it's probably going to be expansion 1, maybe. Let's see here, geyser. Molten cobalt. Okay. Let's see what this is going to spawn. Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, we can work with that. At least it spawns capped, right? Which is very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and uncap it, maybe. Yep, there we go. That's exactly what we were looking for. And I think what we'll do is... Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build something real quick. Ooh, we forgot our music. We forgot our music. I am so sorry, guys. Let me go ahead and get on that music. I will go and turn the music off in the game. Oh, where are you at? Options, audio, le music, all the way off. There we go. Let's get back to the game. Let's go ahead and grab a playlist. And here we go. There we go. Let's chill. All right, so the first thing I want to do is try to rough out about what we would do with this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some ceramic. Just cause I feel likes it. And then we'll do something like this. I want to set this up in a way that we can, let's see here. Actually, you know what? Do I have any, you know what? We're just going to build it from scratch. We'll see how this goes. I haven't really looked at anybody else's right yet, or just yet. So I don't think, we could do that. I guess we're reinventing the wheel a little bit here, but it'll be all right. Let's go ahead and grab this. We want to use steel in here because, you know, if you don't, you might have some problems. These volcanoes put off at a pretty high temperature. We're gonna want this to be around, I don't know, probably upwards of about 200 degrees sometimes. Steel, let's go ahead and grab that. I think what we'll do is put this here. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to see how big we want to make this room. I'm not sure how big we're gonna have to make this room actually. And I'll give you the primer for this. The reason why I want to build this today is because I am getting ready to do this in the Let's Play series, and so I just kind of want to see what's possible without having to commit in the Let's Play to actually building the thing and then it not working the way I want it to. So that's why we're doing this today, and we'll just loop it through here a little bit. We want to definitely take advantage of some of the heats, some of the thermals. I don't want to make it too big though. I want to make it, actually, we could probably just leave it there. What do you think? I actually think that'll work. And then we can probably just bring this down. And I want to do something kind of square like this. I think that's going to be the play. Like this. And well, there'll be an output tile over here, obviously. But for now, we'll just do this. And then this is going to come into here. And it's going to loop around. And then we're going to put this here. And we're going to actually convey back onto it. And then we're going to convey into here. Which maybe isn't going to work out the way I wanted it to. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, well, let's try this. Let's destroy this because I don't want to have to... Where's this destroy button? Destroy. There we go. Let's see if we can do this again. So, it'll probably be something like this and then like this. And then we will just loop this one in and then come back in here. And I think what'll happen here is this will actually be deconstructed. Actually, wait, what are we doing? Let's do that, bring this back up. And then what I'll do here is most likely we'll just put the shut off like thus. And then we'll put a thermal sensor here. And then we can fill all of this with metal tiles. That is one way to do it. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to cool this with the water. We're gonna well, yeah, we'll probably do it with water. And let's see. I'm not sure if we just want to put it through this room or if we want to put it through this room as well. The problem is we can't really control the... Well, we can control the temperature of this room, but it may be a little funky, if you know what I'm saying. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be enough for the steam turbine, if we absolutely need one, which is going to be over here, by the way. So we could grab one of those. I'll probably make it out of cobalt, because that's definitely what we're going to have in our Let's Play. And then we'll just wire it up. And I think we could put ourselves an aqua tuner in here as well. It'll be a little bit tight, but I think it would be okay. Oh, we don't want to unpause this. This thing's getting ready to erupt. We definitely don't want to unpause that right now. But anyway, so what we'll do is the aqua tuner is going to be over on the, what is it? The refinement tab, isn't it? Or is it the, well, utilities, I'm sorry, utilities. All right, let's see, where are we at? What is the overheat temperature on that? I don't even know. But we're not gonna mess around and find out. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and we'll just wire this up. And the way this is gonna work is up, and then it's gonna bridge across here. Or actually, wait. Like this, and then up. And then we might wanna do something like that. Actually, we'll just leave this here, because we're gonna have to figure out, okay, this is here, okay. It's gonna have to come down here, which means that we'll skip here. And then we're probably gonna put 1, 2 of the smaller transformers. That way we can power this aqua tuner. Since it's over 1,000 watts, we're gonna have to use, oh, let me get this off the screen. Yeah, it's 1.2 kilowatts. We're gonna need some serious power, but that's okay. We can do that with 2 of these guys, the smaller transformers. And the way I would probably do that is something like this. And then we'll just wire it all together. We don't need heavy watt on that, we'll do conductive. And what I would actually do is do something like this. And then we need to get over to this as well. Boom. And we gotta get down to that as well. So there's a little bit there, but it's not a whole lot. It's not too much. It's not too much. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have everything else set up. Okay, let's put some heavy watt on this. Yes. And I did forget one thing. We do need a battery over here, which is gonna be interesting. We should probably get one of these. And that actually kind of begs the question, did we make this wide enough? And I guess the answer is yes. We could definitely make it, well, nope, this is about it. I think this is about all we have right here. But what I'll do is I'll just grab that battery again. Actually, you know what? I think, yeah, okay, it's in the middle, so it doesn't really matter which side we put it on. Put that there. Let's grab our. And this actually shouldn't be too hard of a project. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like 98%. We'll do at 60. We want this to sweep all items. We want this to be above or below, rather below 25. We'll do 27 degrees, right? And then we got to hook it up with some automation wire, which we did not. There we go. All right, and now I think what we should do is maybe insulate this, and then the water can be inside of there. I know this is a little bit exposed, but it shouldn't get too hot. I mean, I guess we could put this whole thing inside of here. That is possible, but actually, let's look at that. Maybe we could do something like that. So this is going to come down, that's going to jump in, that's going to jump over. The only problem is that this is going to prioritize onto the thing, which is going to lock it up, so we actually might not want to do that. I didn't think about that, but that might be a bad idea. Okay, well, we got another problem. Redneck Tamer, you said. Yes, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm going to take a stab at making a tamer. Maybe you can help me. I was going to originally work on the Slogo Ranch design, but I seem to have misplaced my document, so I'm kind of dead in the water on that. We did fix the big fish tank that we had, and it was just a matter of changing some tiles around. Actually, I can show you that real quick. So someone on the Discord said that they had been running this, and we did have 2 mesh tiles down here to connect the tanks to make the tank bigger. Not that it necessarily needs to be bigger, but they were saying that they were having issues with gases accumulating here and then it's still rolling off and creating the waterfalls, which messes up the water level in the tank and causes tile cracking and all kinds of nasty stuff, which these won't crack, but I have seen this crack over the wide farm tiles. I've seen them crack. But anyway, what we did was we put these airflow tiles down here because my reasons is because these flue coral, they're putting off oxygen, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of oxygen being pushed out. So nothing should ever really get in here. The oxygen should be, let me get this off the screen. The oxygen should be the lightest thing that's in here. Everything else, carbon dioxide or whatever, is going to get pushed out, which it should never even enter here. Actually, earlier this piece of polluted oxygen was sitting here, but it kept getting pushed away because I guess this oxygen's pushing out. But yeah, so what we did was we just moved those mesh tiles from here to here. So that way it's not just venting here where carbon dioxide can actually fall in and get trapped because these weren't here. But anyway, I'm going to move on from that. Oh. And now we kind of see what's actually going on over here. Somebody farted inside of here. That's what happened. That's what happened. Somebody pooted in here. I don't know who we got. Who is Redneck? Did you join the colony somehow? Redneck said if you give me 1 minute, I can drop you the overlays. Yeah, sure, that'd be great. I'd love to just build it and test it, and maybe we can find some optimizations or anything like that. That'd be awesome. Also, I haven't forgot about your intro. We're going to work on that. But yeah, so anyway, we're just going to get over here. I'm just going to go ahead and start messing with this. I have no idea what I'm doing yet, but we're just going to kind of figure it out as we go. Why can't I not zoom in? Let me zoom. There we go. There we go. Okay, well, anyways, can I not zoom when I'm like this? Oh, that's interesting. We don't want to do that because this thing's getting ready to erupt. All right, let's do this. Redneck said, the big thing I need to upgrade is using wasted water, but that's a lot of automation. Yeah, so that's actually what I was thinking about. I don't know if you caught it, but what I was saying is I'm doing this in preparation for the next Let's Play episode in the Stingers Hatch Off Pip Off Let's Play. I have that geyser that's above the, or not the geyser, I have that volcano above the base. It's a cobalt volcano, and what I want to do is I want to make a small compact setup kind of like yours, but I want to use water coming into it. So the next thing I was going to do is put a little saltwater geyser over here at a roughly the same temperature and feed it into this and see if we can get some type of stability as far as getting water that's warm enough that it doesn't freeze when it's sieved, and then also help to cool this down a little bit. And I was also thinking about using, I was also thinking about using this aqua tuner to use it for a cooling spike. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but basically what you do is you just run a little spike out and then you can run zones off of it. And you can basically cool different zones at different temperatures using one aqua tuner. I know it may not be the most efficient setup, but I've used it a lot in my playthroughs. And you can literally dial the temperature into like 1 or 2 degrees, which is a lot, saying that, you know, the aqua tuner changes the water that passes through it by what, 14 degrees? So there's a bit of a wild swing there. I mean, there's an average over time, but still, sometimes you'll have 0 degree water, sometimes you'll have negative 14 degree water. Just depends on where it's at, you know, according to the thermal sensor that you have attached to your aqua tuner. But yeah, so let me go ahead and start or finish building this, and then we'll add ourselves a saltwater geyser over here, and we'll see if we can get some interesting interplay between the two, or at least useful. We'll go for useful. So yeah, let me go ahead and grab that thermal sensor. You definitely need that. This definitely needs to be out of steel if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, how was your day, Redneck? How you doing? How did the stream go with Stinger? I knew you guys were doing some stuff. There we go. Redneck said power, not water. The big thing I need to upgrade is using the wasted power, but that's a lot of automation. Redneck said he had his, I have mine. You streamed today? Oh dang, man, I missed it. I hate that. I'm sorry. All right, so this needs to be a little bit wider. I don't know. It seems very compact, but I think I might go just a little bit wider. Let's actually, you know what? Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. This is gonna come in. It's going to. What do we want this to do? Matter of fact, we should probably get rid of some of this stuff. Let's just do this. We want to get rid of that. Yeah, we'll get rid of this as well. This, let all that stuff fall out. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make this a loop, but I'm also trying to bridge this onto it. And I think that is going to be the play, right? Maybe? Yeah, that'll be the play. So what we'll do is I'll bridge it on here. That way it'll only add if there's room on the loop. And then this right here will keep the loop going in this direction. And then what we'll do is we'll come over here and we will add the conveyor shut off to allow this stuff to exit the farm or the tamer. And then we'll add our thermal sensor to detect when we're cool enough to let it off of the bus, off of the loop. So we'll do that. We're obviously gonna have to come back and grab some more power stuff because it's important. And then we'll just kind of finish roughing this out for now. Boom, boom. I want to do this just to kind of cap that stuff off. Matter of fact, we should probably just do this. I think that would probably be the better idea there. Let's go ahead and, come on. Destroy, yes, yes. Oops, I guess we just messed up our bus again, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Here, and then there, and there. Okay, cool. Now I think what I might... Yeah, you know what? We should probably do the tile there. Yeah, okay. We're going to do the tile there. Do it like... Oh, no, we can't do it there. Gonna have to do it here. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That's okay, though. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We'll just have to do it like this. We could turn these into, like, metal tiles, but we're not gonna. And the next thing I'm probably going to do is go ahead and try to make the loop for the water. So I'm just going to pretend like this water's coming in over here somewhere. We already know that we're going to want to loop it through here in some kind of way. Let's just do something like this for now. And then we're going to have some bridges and some key points to keep the loop going. And I think this might function in that capacity, but I'm trying to think of where we're going to put the exit for it. Because we'll need... Is there a shutoff for that as well? Yeah, there it is. Liquid shutoff. So we'd have to add this in here somewhere as well. And I think we could probably do that here. I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to work in this loop. Maybe that one can go here. We'll deconstruct. Then we'll go back and we'll grab this. Like, we're just laying things out. We're just trying to get the lay of the land. We don't really know how this is going to work out just yet. So we got to figure that out. We got to figure it out. All right, so, oh, okay. So I think what might need to happen is this will be where we check the temperature and we'll flow it in this direction. And then what we'll do is we'll bridge back into here. I think that might be the play. So let's go ahead and set up our bridges. Okay, well, actually, you know what? That's not gonna work. We're gonna have to deconstruct that, which means that we should probably get rid of this radiant pipe as well. And then we'll deconstruct this, all that stuff will fall out. There we go, very nice. And then what we'll do is we'll put another one here. And then we'll put the other sensor over there. Yeah, that'll work. Where's that at? Plumbing? Yes, plumbing. Thermal sensor, we'll put that there. Let's go ahead and grab all of our automation for it. Boom and boom. That one's already done. We need to get back to our pipes. Redneck says, here, layers are in. You want to warm up some too cold water? Yes, that's exactly what we're trying to do. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to warm up some water. And so this is gonna go, it's gonna go this way and then back down. And then if Did we use a regular pipe? No, we don't want that. No. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. All right, we want this. And then here, and this will probably bring some of this temperature out, but it'll actually it'll help because this is probably gonna be a little bit warm because we're gonna have stuff that's slightly poking out before it goes back in. So this area might get a little warm, so it'll be okay. But what we'll do is we'll just put the bridge in here like this, and we're gonna have to flip it around because we want it to go this way. The flow is this direction. So we'll do something like this, or we could actually do that, but then we won't have a pipe segment there. So that's why I'll do it here. All right, we'll do that. And now I think that's actually pretty good, and this just needs to be hooked up. There we go. And then we got this thing, and it wants to be up in here. We're gonna let all that stuff fall out. And then I think, actually, let's go ahead and get it powered up real quick. I'm not even gonna bring a dupe over here. We're just gonna throw this on there real quick. Give it some power. Just let it prime up real quick. Boom. Okay, now we can get rid of this. All right, we got that. This still has oxygen in it, which isn't really ideal. Now, we could fill this with water. That's a completely legitimate way to do this. However, I'm just gonna fill it with metal tiles because I'm bougie like that. In all honesty, the aluminum would probably be the best because it has a very high thermal conductivity. But I'm gonna use what I'm gonna have in my playthrough. That way, we're comparing apples to apples, if that makes sense. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to allow this stuff to come out. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll just store this in a tank. And then we'll let this kind of drop onto a platform. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and finish the tank first. We're going to do something like this. We'll do... Actually, wait. Let's grab a couple of these. This isn't part of the farm. This is just going to be something to the side. So we'll bring it over. We need to grab a buffer tank. Oh, that's not the right tile. Yeah, okay, whoops. Let me get this off of here and get it wired up correctly. There we go. All right, let me get back over here. It said, Redneck said, sorry about the layers though. It's not my cleanest build, but this only simple one Volcano Tamer I got around at the moment. You also said not even using thermium in dev mode, not so bougie. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like I said, I want to use what I actually have. That way, you know, we're comparing apples to apples. Let me go ahead and grab those overlays real quick. Just hang tight real quick. I'm going to go ahead and tab out for just a second. I generally don't leave Discord open while I'm streaming. I just don't want to get all the notifications, if that makes sense. Let's see where we're at. Did you send it to... Oh, where'd you send it to? I don't see. Ah, I see it. Very nice. Very nice. I see it on your Discord. If you guys haven't checked Redneck out, he is also a streamer. He's pretty funny. I like his channel. He's got a couple of interesting designs. You guys should definitely go check him out. He is in the recommended channels on our Twitch channel. All right, give me just a second to look through some of these. I'm gonna try to bring in the window capture. Let me see if I can do this. Record. Okay, I'll do my best here. I am in streamer mode. We'll try our best. Actually, wait, where's this at? Okay, unlock, where are you at? Oh, it's in the wrong place on the queue. Okay. Well, let me bring it up a little bit. Boom. Oh, there we go. All right. There it is. Okay, well, let's try this again. Let me make sure that... there we go. That one should work. If it doesn't, I appreciate you figuring that out, pointing that out for me. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So it looks like this is the cooling area. Actually, wait, am I even showing? Oh, yeah, okay, you can see my mouse. Looks like this is cooling this room a little bit. This right here is how he's cooling it. There's some water here or something. Let's see how this is rotating. I can't really, okay, there's the direction. So it's going this way. I'm trying to figure out your pipe stuff. So this is where it comes out. Thermal sensor. So this is your buffer tank. You have a buffer tank on this. It comes down, it loops through here. Here's your aqua tuner loop. If it hits here, oh, wait a minute. How are you sensing whether the aqua tuner should run? I'm guessing you're using this thermal sensor up here. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah, you are. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, I like how you put the numbers on here. That's very nice. And then this is being run by that. Is that a sorter? Is that a solid filter? What is this? I'm such a noob, I don't even know what that is. Okay. All right, here is, okay, here's where you're doing the hot soak. Oh, and this is where it gets cool. Ah. Redneck says the numbers is a mod, better automation overlay. quite a must. Yeah, it actually is kind of neat. You might be winning me over on some of these mods. So you know what? You know what we should do? We should probably just start with that. We should just start with this design and see what happens. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just take this design, we'll take it at face value, and we'll just do the best we can with it. So let's do this. We'll do another one. Maybe we can do a side-by-side comparison or something like that. We'll put another one right here. All right, we'll do that. Clear selection. Let's go ahead and uncap it. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. But all right. Destroy, yes. Let's do it again. Cobalt, yes. And clear. Let's not dig the neutronium. There we go. Okay. What is he using? I don't know. Redneck says that thing you got on the right, is that a mod? No. This is if you have cheats enabled, you can hit the backspace button and it turns that on and off. Also, you can hit Control F2 to spawn a duplicate, and you can hit Control F4 to give you access to everything, or you can just hit sandbox, which is what I have here. So right now I have sandbox enabled and I'm using the dev cheats. And the cool thing about this is that I have stuff that I can actually spawn. So like in the base game, I actually have things right here. All of those things. I don't know if you caught us on Sabotage Sunday, but I already have all of these things saved as pre-mades. Like boom, here's the stack, the ranch stack. You know what I mean? Here was the original version. Here's the starter tank for the beacons. You know what I mean? This is something I do to just spawn a bunch of food. Redneck said, the thing you're curious about is the conveyor meter. One research lower than the conveyor rail. That thing you got on the right, is it a... Oh yeah, I already read that. Conveyor rail thermals. Yeah, even made the first forbidden material in IIRC. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sorry, I'm still a noob. I mean, compared to you guys, I am an absolute noob. I only have like 1,000 hours in the game. Like a little less than 1,000. Right? You're probably like, oh my God, really? All right, so let's get back to this. I'm gonna make this smaller just so we can see. Oh, if I remember correctly. Okay, you were just giving me some shorthand there. Okay, I got you. So let's do, I don't know. Maybe we can zoom in on this window a little bit. Let me see if I can transform this window before we proceed. Edit transform. Is there a zoom? There should be a zoom on this. I thought there was. Let me see. I'm sorry. Stretch to fit. No, we don't want to do that. Edit transform. I guess what I could do is I could come over to Discord and I could do like a... No, okay. It doesn't work. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, we're just going to have to continue with that, I guess. And so it looks like we have what? 1, 2, 3. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 11 tall, 10 wide. All right, we can do that. 11 tall, 10 wide. Let's go ahead and do this. You had one above it for all your stuff, it looks like. So we got 5. This is actually not the biggest one. It looks like you have a big boy volcano over there. This is a 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna build it the exact same. And this comes over. Yep. You came up, 2, 3, and then across. There we go. That looks right? All right. Redneck says, can't crop the window? Actually, you're right. You can crop the window. That's actually a really good point. I completely forgot about the cropping. Do 100. I will do 200. Maybe 250? Let's go 300. I think 300 is going to be the win. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. There we go. We can scale that out. Nice. Thanks for that tip. Thank you, Redneck. Redneck said, oh yeah, it's on a 5 neutronium spawn to be even more messy. It's a baby one. It's a gold volcano, but I use this on any volcano. So yeah, you're right. We should be able to do this no problem. So let's go ahead and quickly rough this out. We'll try to do a side-by-side comparison if we can. Let's go to this, and obviously it's got to be out of the Regal. You know what I mean? I want to make that out of steel as well. It looks like you have a battery in there. I'm guessing that's probably made out of steel as well. That smart battery. And so we'll need a steel smart battery. Where's the steel? Give it to me. Give it to me. What else do we have in here for power? We need a sweeper. That'll be under here. We'll go here and grab this first. You have it over here in the corner. Now, I do have to ask, what, and this may make me look incredibly stupid, but what is the purpose of that conveyor item that you were talking about? Oh, we need a temperature sensor in here as well, thermal sensor. What is his purpose? What is my purpose, Father? This goes right here. All right, let's go to the next one. Let me go back to the Discords. All right, let's go to the next image. All right, we'll go ahead and do that next. Might as well. Let's go ahead and grab... Let's see, it looks like you used insulated for a lot of this. This comes down here. That's where your thermal sensor is. Ah, okay. Right there. Let's keep on with the insulateds. The insulateds need to come up to here. Oh, okay, I see what you did. See, I probably would have raised this one and put that thermal sensor here. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do that. I hope you're okay with me taking that creative license, okay? Let's destroy this. That way we don't have to deal with cleanup. I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise this by 1, and I'm gonna put that thermal sensor over here. And what I'll do is, let me see how your design works. It looks like you're coming over here like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over and come back. Oh, I can't because of the neutronium. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, well, oops. Let's see what we can do about that. Now I kind of see what you were doing. Okay, well, let's go ahead and finish the rough end, and then we'll try to circle back and see if we can do a little bit of a different optimization of sorts. So it looks like there's one here to jump over that. This one... Actually, wait, no, I did this wrong, didn't I? It's supposed to come out and come down. This does not look like this. This is not there. This is separate. And what happens here? That goes here, this comes down. There's a bridge that crosses. I think it's in the upwards direction because this is an inlet. This is gonna be in the downward direction because it's an outlet. This comes up, cools the metal first, is what it looks like. And we're gonna use cobalt because that's what we have on our asteroid. Do that, and then we'll get ourselves some tiles. And since we have cobalt, I'm just gonna use that. Did you go all the way across? You did. Okay, you did. You went all the way across. And then we're gonna need to come back and pipe in this bad boy. Just put it right there. That's actually good. I'm glad I didn't move this thermal sensor up. I was actually thinking about it, but that makes more sense. We actually might shorten this up depending on how the automation works out. But the problem I do have right now is with this thing right here. Like, I would really like to get that thermal sensor near this if I can, which is, I don't like that it's not wanting to do what I want it to do. So this will jump across. This is gonna come up, come over. Looks like you're going over here and then coming up to the bridge. Yep. And this just needs an outlet. And then we just need a bridge here. And I guess we can just do the thing that you were doing. I guess. We need another bridge here. Like that, and we need one more piece of this. Now I think... There we go. Okay, that gets it working. Now we just need that thermal pipe sensor. I'm kind of curious how that works out. I guess we're going to find out here in a second. Thermal pipe sensor. Put that there. Let me get back here to the chat. Redneck's blowing me up. He's got so much good information. Redneck said 2 purposes. 1, breaks down the packets into smaller bits so they can exchange thermals faster. 2, it is set to output... Oh, I scrolled my comments, sorry. 2, it is set to the output of the volcano so stuff goes out as fast on average as it comes out, including dormancy. You said flip the tuner. Oh yeah, I didn't. Can you flip the tuner? No way. Oh, you can. Wow, I did not know that. How did I not know that? All right, well, if you don't know, now you know, right? Which that actually means that we gotta kind of configure all of this stuff. So we'll do that real quick. Let me clear the floor. I hate messes. I hate. And it still leaves us in a bit of a situation. There's nowhere to put this unless we moved it over, which we could do. Destroy. Let's see if we can move it over one. We'd have to move that. Okay. Well, that's actually doable. Yeah, it is. It's doable. Let's put this outside of here for now. We'll get rid of it. Then we'll go back to our aqua tuner. Where to go? Utilities, aqua tuner, steel. We gotta flip it. We're gonna put it right here. Now where we have room for our sensor. And then this is the inlet, right? So it's gonna need to go like this. And then here, here. Here. We need to bridge across it. And then this has to loop. Where were you going in the loop? Okay, you're coming back to this fitting right here. Okay, that's actually doable. We could do that. I mean, it's kind of messy. I'm wondering if your design's better. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It looks kind of messy. I don't like how messy this is starting to look. I think there might be an optimization in all this routing. This is looking like spaghetti right now. It really is. Let's just build it first. We can always optimize it later. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the conductive wire. We need to get all this stuff ran again. Actually, no, we didn't do it on this one. Actually, how are you doing this? Let me look at your power overlays. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Did we finish our loops? Yeah, we did. It looks correct. Here, there, this is connected, that's connected. Redneck said, the reason the thermal sensor is after the tank is to assure more precise temp control. Not a must, but a good habit to take. Okay. I mean, yeah, you're right, because I think it averages the temperature, right? You know what? Let's just stick with your design. Something like that. Yep. And then we just need that bridge again. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and hook it up with the automation, right? Yep, let's do that. Let me get over here and change. Oh, come on now. There's the automation overlay. And so it looks like we're going straight from, oh, let me get the automation stuff. We're going straight from here. What is this? So you're going over top of that. So you're not using the well, we don't need the output from that, do we? So this is going to the aqua tuner. So that's pretty much a sunk run right there. Then it looks like what we're doing is if the battery's low, or when you connect directly to something, you're essentially ORing them together. Or if the temperature exceeds 200. Now this is where I'm probably gonna get a little different than you. I might go above. Actually, wait. You have a rail sensor, right? But what is it doing? Oh, it looks like you have a switch on it. What is the switch for? Rogax, or not Rogax. Rogax, there he is. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, I almost lost you in the green there. I kept seeing Redneck reply, and then I saw he was replying to you, and I was like, wait a minute, did I miss your chat? I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. I'm hoping the baby's feeling a little bit better after the jabs the other day. Rogak says, good, patting the points. Well, you are our prime villain for Sundays, and I do appreciate that. I don't know if you noticed, but we did give you the Chaos Engineer honorific over on the Discord. Congratulations on being the first person to receive any of the honorifics. Redneck said on the Cobalt, this should be fine. You saying that the battery might overheat? I hope not. He also said that it's not his cleanest build. That's okay, man. They all start somewhere. I mean, you guys see the polished tutorials that I created a couple years ago. You didn't see all the iterations that I did late at night by myself. You know what I mean? Like just starting with really dumb designs and then going, wait a minute, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. Rogak says he was golden, but I stood up and something in my back went crack and upset my back and Gim. That's not good, man. That's not good. Yeah, I've actually been there myself. I've actually thrown my back out a couple of times. I'm not going to preach to anybody, but I will tell you this. I started rucking. I first started walking pretty much every day of the week, and I'd walk, I think it's about 2 to 3 kilometers. It's about a 30-minute walk. And then I got the bright idea that I'd wear a 20-pound vest. And I've been doing that for about 5 or 6 months, and now once or twice a week, I literally ruck 105 pounds for 3 kilometers. It's absolutely insane. But more important part of that story is that I don't have any back problems anymore. I'm not saying you should go out and lift weights, but walking is definitely a huge mitigator. Even my chiropractor tells me that. He's like, dude, you just need to go walk. Rogak says this is for my trucking days. Fertilizer truck did on my back and did your back in. Only 1 year of it before I threw it in. Yeah. I mean, what do they say? Sitting is the new smoking? And I believe it. You sit all day, it's really bad for just your back, everything. It weakens your core muscles. It puts mechanical strain on your vertebrae. All right, let's get back to where we're doing here. Let me see. So, okay, so we got this hooked up. This is going to be 200 degrees. We already know that. If it's above 200, we want it to run because we don't want anything to melt in here. This stuff should be like 225, I believe. Right? Isn't yeah, let me see here. This is pretty high. Okay, this is pretty high too. Never mind. Never mind. This stuff shouldn't melt though. I think it's like 275, something like that. I think it's actually on the status, right? Isn't there something where yeah, overheat, 275. There it is. I'm looking here at the chat. Rogak said, yeah, I try to walk where I can. Yeah, I'm telling you, just as a person who lives it, if you get consistent, after a couple of months, you will notice a difference. If you're able to. Obviously, you don't want to do something that your body's just not okay with. That's something I learned when I started getting into my 40s, is that pushing through pain is never a good idea. If you're hurting, your body's telling you something. And you should listen. Urgak said it was all the rough paddocks and poor suspension. Funnily, they replaced the truck 6 months after you quit. Of course that's how it goes. I actually have a similar story. I used to rent a house, and it was absolutely terrible. One winter, our electric bills were like $600 and $700 because all the windows were garbage. Like we were losing. The drafts were just ridiculous. You might as well just have the wind blowing right through the house. It might as well have been made of mesh tiles. But the thing is that as soon as I moved out and somebody else moved in, yeah, the landlord replaced all the windows. Redneck said, "Yep. So keep smoking and stop sitting." Well, it depends on what we're smoking there, but that may be a little inappropriate. All right, clear floor. Let's get this out of here. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna have to put the sweeper back in. We need a sweeper. I'm getting off in the weeds here, but you know what? Today's a chill day. That's okay. We're not really in a hurry for anything right now. I'm trying to see what those things are that you have. I see you have the one thing on the switch. You said that. Let's see the rail stuff. Where is it at? Oh, conveyor meter. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're metering it in instead of metering it out. Let me look at your shipping overlays real quick, though. Did we get everything hooked up? No, we didn't. Let's finish hooking this up. We already hooked this up, right? No, we didn't. That's hooked up. This needs to be hooked to that as well. I think what I'll do is... That has 2 outputs on it, right? Yeah, it does. I see why you went up there now. You were trying to get around that. But I don't know... I think this is where we're going to diverge. I don't know if I'm going to use your rail thing. Your rail thingy. I mean, I'm kind of curious about it. I could slap it down and see what it does. It's gonna go this way, obviously. Obviously! Let's look at what it does. I want to see what this does. Okay, green signal resets the amount. Red does nothing. It resets the amount. And you have this just tied to a manual switch. So I'm trying to figure out, is that what you use during priming? Or do you just manually come over here and mess with the bus? Not sure. I think I'm gonna just remove this for now. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe you can explain it to me. But what I will do is we will do... Wonder if... No, we probably shouldn't do that. Do something like this. Actually, let me look at your automation, or your shipping rather, sorry. Where is the Discord? There it is. Okay, so here's our automation. Redneck said the meters is set to the average of the volcano, so rail output equals output of the volcano. Okay, gotcha. But you have to reset it, or is that button there just for certain situations? Actually, this isn't gonna work. We should probably get rid of this. Let's see if this will work. Do something like this. Yeah, that will work. Looks like you have it coming over, up, across, and then out. I actually think that you put it inside of there, but I would actually probably put it on the outside. That way you have stuff sitting on the rail, right? That way you can heat soak this thing. So in all honesty, I would probably do it this way. I know it's a little bit more rail, but I'd do something like that. That way we keep it within the squareness and it's not poking out on the side. Matter of fact, we can get rid of this. Come on, man. Let me delete it. All right, clear floor, because I freaking hate that. All right, and then... Actually, wait. Let me see what we can do here. Yeah. Then I'd probably do something like this. I'm talking about making a loop, but I guess we don't have to make a loop. I guess it could just fall out over time. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I'd probably put a bridge here. Actually, I'd probably put a bridge across this. And then I want a bridge into it, which would be... I'm trying to think. Redneck said the meter is set to the average of the volcano. Yeah, we talked about that. The meter lets the amount pass when needs to be reset with the green signal from the switch. Okay. Nope, the size of the packet, it's instant thermal transfer. Well, there was a building access stuff when I did it, so suboptimal placement of stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm probably going to mess your design up, so please, thank you for being understanding about that. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah. Let's see. Matter of fact, I might just go with your design. It'll be there, and then this will be where the chute is. And we can do that conveyor thingy that you were using, the meter. And we can just use that over here to let it out. Now that does create an additional problem that we need to solve, and that is, well, actually no, we never did add power, did we? All right, so I think we got that pretty much set up. Redneck said, no problem at all, just answering the why is that thing. Yeah, well, thank you for being patient with me. I'm not the smartest person. Sometimes it takes me a second to understand what you're saying. All right, let's get over here, and there we are. Here's our power. Okay, I see why you put it here now. You have to run less power. It's all together. But we'll do the best we can. How are you giving this thing power? That's the question. Like, this thing's self-containing itself? Oh, I get what you're doing. So you're using this to power the battery directly. But the output power goes somewhere else. Yeah, gotcha. It's self-powered. Yep, okay. And I guess that's what you're talking about, is you have that power coming out here and going somewhere else. And is that the power you're talking about wasting? The extra power? I mean, there's probably something cheeky we could do with the switches, the relays, to where whenever we have an excess of power, we could switch it on and off. Where is that? Here, power shutoffs. Basically, we could put some type of thing, let's say, I don't know, let me place it real quick, and then we'll look at the automation. So it does have an automation signal. Green signal allows power through. Red signal stops the power. So essentially, this thing right, well, actually, we would have to add some complexity to this. So this one the battery will send, actually, let's do this. The battery sends a green signal when it's less than the threshold. So we'd have to invert that for this. But we wouldn't want this to muddy the signal. So we'd have to separate that somehow. So I'm trying to think of how we would separate that. I mean, actually, we're already trying to optimize something we don't even have a problem with yet. Let's get it working, Troy. Come on. Let's get this thing working first. How about that? We'll do that. Redneck said, in ad jail, back. Sorry about that. Output is just a secondary shipping line. Might see it better on another overlay. Yeah, sorry about the ad jail. I thought about turning it off completely, but, you know, I mean, I do put a lot of time and effort into this, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to watch the ads. But the good news is that here before long, there's going to be a really great reason to be a sub. So that's in the making right now. And then you won't have to watch ads, right? All right, so we got this. I'm guessing that means you don't have the turbo, right? Redneck said, no problem. Just wanted to let you know I'd miss questions. Yeah, no, I was just I was actually exploring how we could use this shutoff to meter the power that's going out. Like, so this thing tells us when the battery's low, right? Whenever it's below whatever our threshold is, it's going to send a green signal. So right now, anything less than what, when it hits 0, we don't want that. When at like 60% and then maybe like 98%, something like that, right? So basically, when this thing's above the 98%, it'll be red. When it's below, it'll be green, which means we want this to run. Now, what I was trying to say, I don't know if you missed this or not with the ad break, but this right here, these two have been effectively multiplexed or ORed together. So if this one's green, they're both going to be green. And the only way we'd be able to do that with the power is if we removed this or isolated the battery from this circuit. So what I was thinking is an OR gate or something like that. Redneck said a real or OR gate on the battery and the thermal sensor and question mark. That's the part I was talking about with using the wasted power. So that's actually a good question. Let's work through this right now and see if we can figure this out. So when this sends a green signal, meaning that it's low, we want this switch to be off. This switch will allow power through when it's green. So that means that this signal has to be inverted before it gets to here. So that's a pretty straightforward thing. And this isn't the final circuit. We're just conceptualizing this right now, okay? It would look like this. So it would look something like this and this. And now it's a red signal. Now it's going to turn the power off because the battery's low. Now if the battery's high, it'll reconnect this and it'll allow power out. And then I guess the way that would work is that you would hook it up, right? We're gonna have to go to the power thingy. How do we do this? Do we just do it through it? Is that what we do? I've actually never used one of these. Let's read it. Actually, let's test this out. That's actually a really good idea because this is something I need to learn. So let's say this is the power, right? And then we're gonna put a lamp over on the other side. So let's grab a lamp. I believe that's under furniture. Yeah, we'll grab a lamp. Grab this bad boy right here. Boom. Actually, wait, can we not do that? Put it there. And then we'll wire this up, right? And so there it is, right? Do we have everything else wired up yet? Heck no, we don't. All right, let's wire everything else up. Probably do like that. Actually, wait. There's no point in doing that. Just like that. Yeah, I know. Building melted. I don't even know what we're doing. Oh! Oh, this thing's starting to do its thing. Oops. We shouldn't have let that run. Oh well. Let's see here. We're gonna need some more. This is a lot of wiring. I know. I get it. Matter of fact, we could probably be powered by something else, but we'll leave it as is. All right, let's just inject a little bit of power into the system just to get it started. Boom! Now the light's on. You see it? Actually, we're not going to delete that. We'll just disconnect it. Now the light's on. So the battery's off. It's saying, "Whoa, I'm full. I'm good, bro." And so it inverts the signal. It connects this, and now it allows power to flow through. Redneck says, "Yep, just has to sit on the wire." But the problem is that we have to separate this signal out of this, because if this is over 200 degrees, it's going to affect the circuit. Watch, we can actually do it this way. We'll say below 200. Now it's going to switch this. Even though the battery's full, it's going to say, "Nah, dude, we're low. You can't use any more power outside of the farm." See? Now it's not going to let it. So that's a problem. We gotta separate this from the circuit. So actually, we can leave that there. Now there's, I guess, one way that seems pretty obvious, but is a bit excessive. We could do a double NOT gate. We could just do a double NOT gate. We could put like a knot here and then a knot here, and it'd be a knot. You know what I mean? And that would actually work. It's quick and dirty, but it's probably not the best layout, if I'm being honest. Honestly. And then we can just get rid of that. And that will work. Boom. See? And even though this is a green signal, it can't backfeed. The key here is that we've isolated this to here. And it's the noise from outside is being blocked by these NOT gates, these two right here. Redneck said, "I like that." Now there is a little bit of, I think, like a 1 tick delay between these, but I don't think that's going to cause any problems here. We're not working on a per tick basis for anything in particular. Now, I think the other way we might be able to do that is with an OR gate, but I'm not sure if the OR gate's really going to give us anything good. So if we put that, no, the OR gate won't. Actually, no. It could, but the problem is that the OR gate would have to work like this. It would have to be the OR gate, and then this would feed into it, and then this would feed into the other side. And then you could tee off of this, and these two would basically be like these two being hooked together. It would require a little bit more. I think this is probably the easiest implementation. Redneck said, "The knot. Yep. The thing is, if the battery is fine and the temp is too low, power is still going out." Let me think about what you're saying here. If the battery's fine and the temp is too low, it will still go out. Actually, that's a good point. Do we only want to put power out when we're full and we have a high temperature? Oh, I see where you're going with that. Oh, that's so smart, because otherwise we could potentially drain this thing. And I think that's what I've been inadvertently doing in my Let's Play, is we've been draining the power off and we haven't been really controlling it. We got to make sure that we still have temperature in here. Okay, so that actually completely changes my approach. Okay, let's see how we would do that. Let's just start outside the farm and we'll conceptualize it before we actually build it. Because we got a lot of stuff going on in here, and it'd probably just be better if we just built it out to the side before we actually got too deep into it. So I think what I'd do is I'm just going to put this here for the battery. I'm just going to copy some of this stuff over. And we'll just do something like this. We'll just put these beside each other just for simplicity's sake. And then we'll copy this over, I guess. Well, let's see how we can work this out first. We'll put this down here. I don't know, we'll put it like right here. Now let's look at our automation and kind of see what we want to do. Okay, so basically, we'll walk through this a step at a time. So if the battery is full, which would send a red signal, which means we need the NOT gate to flip that to get to this. Or if the temperature is above a certain temperature, if it's above 200 degrees. So basically we want this. We just set up our state condition. If it's above, it's going to send a green signal. If this is below, if this is full, it's going to send a red signal, right? So when this is above and this is full, which means these are the states they're going to be in. One's green, one's red. These should be ORed together. Oops, wrong tab. I mean, for this sake, we could actually just do this like that, and that'll work. So let's say, well, what do we have? Okay, is it above 200? No, it's not. So we don't want this on, right? If it's, let's say it was above, we're going to say below because we know this will send a green signal. So let's pretend this was above. Boom. Now both of them are, this one's sending, actually, no. We want to AND this, don't we? We want to AND it because both of them have to be true in order for us to want to send this out. So if the temperature's above 200 and the battery's full, then we want to send power out of the farm. So we need an AND gate for that. Let's see. Oops. 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 Okay, let's move this down one. All right. Oh, actually, that's not what we wanted. We want to get back over here to the AND gate. All right, so that... I actually like where this is going. I appreciate that input, Redneck. That's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so that should be it. Okay, so now... Actually, let's bring some power over here as well. I want to see... There we go. Bring some wire. We're going to let this charge. Actually, before we let it charge, let's test with the battery empty, right? Actually, wait. Let's set it up. We want 98. And we'll probably leave it at 60. That's where that's going to be. All right. Okay, so this is going to be sending a green signal, which is going to send a red signal. So we do have over 200 degrees. I mean, this is set wrong. I mean, we have the green signal. Let's pretend like that's over 200 degrees. It would send a green signal. But we don't have the battery, so we want this off. That's exactly what we want. But now that we have both, now it is on. Now the only thing left is to wire it up back to the steam turbine, so it actually, the steam turbine does what it's supposed to do independently of the power switch. And then once we have it conceptualized, then we can try to implement it into the farm. So these two have to be ORed back together, but we don't want them to muddy each other's signal. So I think the easiest way to implement that is to just do the OR gate above them. Like so. And then this goes to your steam turbine. Right? Because we're over 200 degrees, this thing needs to run. If it's below, And if it's below, nope. The battery's full, it's below 200 degrees. Nah, you shouldn't be running, bro. And I think that actually does it. I think that's it. That's it. It's an AND gate, an OR gate, and a NOT gate. That's actually fairly simple. So let's see if we can actually implement that over here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of all this. Let's get rid of that. We're gonna get rid of this. All right, we're gonna have to figure out a way to OR these together up top, and then we can do the thing on the bottom. So probably something like, nope, that's not gonna work. Nope, 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 nope. That'll work. And the way that'll work is like this. Boom, boom, boom. So now we have, is it above 200 degrees? No. Is the battery full? Yes. Oh, actually, wait. No, we got that wrong. I'm sorry. We did this wrong. I'm going to have to actually drop this down. I'll drop it down and bring it across like that. And then do this. Break, break. Bridge. Gucci. Right there. All right, now we just need to implement this. So we're going to have to put a NOT gate coming out of there. Nope. This is going to have to be on a NOT gate, and then there's going to be an AND gate. So let's figure out where we're going to put the AND gate before we do the NOT gate. And the power is obviously going to go out over here, so this may have to run a little bit. Well, we can always kind of tighten this up later, though. You know what I mean? I'd probably just do... do it here. We'll do that. And then we'll tie this to one side, tie that to the other side, and then tie this back to our switch. Right? Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let's make sure this is hooked up. Is it not hooked up? Okay, it is, but this switch is off. All right, cool. Does this have to be made out of anything? I don't think it does. I don't think it'll... No, it doesn't have a melting point. Okay. Yeah, so this should be fine. 1,000 degrees. Got it. This should be 275, right? Where's the melting point? Oh, it's on the status bar. My bad. 275. Okay, yeah, everything's made of steel. Cool. All right, let's see if we can fill this with... vacuum? Let's do that first. Oops, not vacuum. Actually, wait, we're looking at the wrong thing. Vacuum, yep. And we're gonna fill. Boom, there we go. Should already be filled with something. Probably put a little bit of water in here just to bathe this thing, right? Isn't that what you had in here? Water. Let's paint it in at, I don't know, 200 kilograms, and we got to make sure that our temperature is okay. And I'll just paint it in. And then I think I want to clear that. Paint, paint, done. All right, cool. Let's see where we're at with all our stuff here. Okay, this looks good.
This is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. It's gonna be out. It's gonna be fine.
That's okay. Things are gonna be okay.
All right, so all this is set up.
Redneck 353 just redeemed. This is fine.
Above. This one's set to 9860. This is vacuum now. Set this to everything. Let's get rid of this tool. And I think we need to set this up, right? Redneck, how does this work? Connects to the automated grid, automatically turn materials transfers off. Specified amount is passed. Conveyor meters set, let an exact amount of materials pass before shutting off. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that at all. I really don't. I would rather do a shut off and just put it on a timer. I feel like that's just simpler. You'll have to convince me. You'll have to convince me by showing me. Oh, why am I grabbing that again? You have to convince me of that one. I'm still the conveyor shut off kind of guy. That's not what I want. We want to just put a timer sensor on that. Let's get off of that. We don't want that. And what we'll do is we'll just put the timer sensor on there. And what you can do is you just do like one out of every whatever the math ends up being. So each packet, it takes a little bit of math, but so each packet is, I know I did not analyze the volcano yet, but each packet is what, 20 kilograms on the bus? So if you figure out what the average output is per cycle, then you can take that and divide it by like 600 seconds, do some math there, and then boom, you'll have the 1 second per every 50 or something like that. It's usually what it works out to, about 50 to 70 seconds, depending on the output. And that should be everything. And then this will just let one item out every once in a while. Clear floor. All right, so I think we're almost ready to go here. Let's see here. Can we analyze this thing? Maybe we'll drop a dupe in here and see. Let's do that. Let's drop a dupe in here and see what... Actually, you know what? We should probably do that. Can we analyze it? There we go. You can do it instantly. That's right. Okay, cool. So I guess that actually, let me get this off the screen. I think we're pretty much done with the overlays, I think. Let me see if there's anything else here. That's the full. You got it prettied up. I see that. I think that's everything. Okay, so I think I'm going to shut this off for now. And we'll just kind of get back over here to this. All right, I think the one thing I do want to do is I want to fill this with steam. Or maybe, yeah, we'll do liquid water. We'll do, okay, so how many tiles do we have here? Let's see, we have 32 tiles. I want to do 32 tiles, and I'm going to do 150 kilograms per tile. And that's 4,800. And then we have, what, an 8 tile gap here, so I'll divide that by 8. That's 600 kilograms per tile. So I'll just take this and I'll do 600. And then I'll paint this across. And that should give us the density that we're looking for. I'm guessing that's not going to work for right now, but when's this thing going to interrupt again? So it should... Yeah, it's going to erupt in 0.7 cycles. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Oh, we're going to have to prime our loop too, aren't we? Yeah, there is that. Let's do that real quick. We can prime it fairly quickly. The only thing is I'm not sure. I don't think this is the proper loop thingy where you can allow the aqua tuner to run. I think this is probably the one where we're going to have to make sure it's not running while we prime it and then disconnect our bridge and then allow the aqua tuner to run. I'm going to do polluted water because that's what we're going to have access to. And then what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and disconnect this for right now. And we'll just let this fill up real quick. A little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. We did put a buffer tank in, didn't we? I completely forgot about that. Let me catch up on chat here. You said meter is no math? Yeah, that's true. But I love math. Don't you know that? Redneck also said, you just said it. The packet is kilograms per second. The meter turns into whatever the amount that comes out of the volcano. I mean, I really think it's just I think both ways are acceptable. I don't think there's anything wrong with your way. I'm just more comfortable using this way. Hopefully you don't find that offensive. Sorry. Let's see here. You said, here you go. Meter at 0.3. 500 kilograms per 4 high column. Oh, okay. So that would be 1, 2, 3. That'd be 8, 5. Yeah. I think this ought to be right. You got 5 tons of buffer, so let it run. Yep, that's what I'll do. 500 kilograms is the max, is the exact amount to let it run, not... Oh, wait a minute. I fucking jumped. All right, 500 kilograms is the exact amount of max valve meter. Much easier to set forget. Trying to see... I don't know. Let's see what this does first. We'll just put a little bit of water in here, and I don't know. This thing's not gonna do much, is it? Wait a minute. Did we hook this up correctly? Why is this thing... It's going in and it's just coming right back out. But there's no... Ah, okay. I know what we can do. We can just do this. Just allow it to fill up. Redneck says, I'll show you next time. It's about ways to set it up, ways on all the stuff. It's furniture. It's future you problem. Yeah, that's right. Like when dupes have to build it. Not great, white pointer in the sky. White pointer in the sky. Oh, you must be talking about the mouse. Okay, so we'll just let a bit of water get in here. This thing's gonna be erupting fairly soon. Matter of fact, we should probably cap this one. It's already breaking stuff. Let me do that real quick. We don't want this to be doing that right now. Let's do like some sandstone or something. So we'll do siltstone. No, we'll do solid. Paint. Boom. Should be capped. And this isn't in a vacuum, is it? No, it's not. So we could actually go back and add some water again. Just to cool her down. And yeah, I'm just gonna put it in there all willy-nilly. That's a lot of water. All right, let's go down here. I think we're getting ready to have some eruptions. We could actually probably paint in a little heat if we wanted to. But let's just simulate a normal startup. The only thing I have a concern about is this water. It has this flooded, so everything has no power. So that makes me think... Alright, let's see what's gonna happen here. Let's rehook this up. We'll go ahead and get rid of this. We'll just let it do its thing. Is it not gonna... Okay, there it goes. There we go. We have some stuff. Okay, well, actually, now we need to set this sensor. What did you have the sensor set to? I gotta go look at that real quick. 35, less than 35 degrees? Okay. Actually, no, we want to, if it's above 35, we want it to run. Right? But I'm actually going to probably go lower. I'm probably going to go like 25. All right, let's observe. This may take a while for it to actually get hot enough. We could actually accelerate that just a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that. Still flooded, huh? All right. There we go. Now we can disconnect this. All right, there we go. Is this gonna erupt again? Yeah, well, it'll erupt again. So let's actually come back up here and mess with this for a minute. So what I want to do with this one is, well, let's first get rid of this. Let's do this first. Okay, we'll put that there. We'll put the rails back on, like so. We got water in here. Everything should be hooked up. We're gonna set this to everything. Let's see, we got this cap still, which is exactly what we want. Let's clear floor. Is this gonna take the water too? No, good. I'm glad it doesn't. All right, this still needs to be hooked up. Let's see here. We're gonna have to bridge that because we want this to come back in here. And you don't want to put a bridge going in because it will leak heat. And then we'll do something like this, or better yet, we could probably do a conduction panel. Actually, wait, can we do that across a pipe? No, we can't. Oh, okay. We'll just do a bridge then. And that's gonna go in this direction. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering if we should bring it over and include that. You know what I mean? Radiant pipe? Yes. No, I didn't want that. Grab the radiant. There we go. And then we'll have to prime this as well. And I think we can do that real quick. But what I want to do is I want to try to use water coming through here as... We're not going to put a geyser right now. Can we set the temperature on the output here? I don't think we can we? I mean, probably not. Okay, well, you know what we can do? We can just put a geyser here. That's not a problem. We can do that. I think that's going to be on the base game. Yeah, base game, geyser, steam, water, gold, salt water. I'm not sure which one I have over there on the playthrough. I think no, it's polluted water. Polluted water wasn't in the base game? That's weird. Is it in the expansion? Geysers, tungsten, slush salt. Did I miss it? I must have missed it. Base game, geysers. Where's the polluted salt water? Am I missing it? Oh, hot polluted. Polluted oxygen. That's polluted oxygen. Am I not seeing it? Slimy polluted oxygen. Slush saltwater, steam. Am I missing it here? Where in the heck would that be? It's not in POIs. Redneck said, good luck with the tamers. Just a reminder, think you missed that part, but top is vacuum with ethanol at 100 kilograms per tile? Oh, it's ethanol. Oh, and here. This is ethanol? Is that what you're saying? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we'll have to figure that out. You said you got to get going? All right, man. Thanks. Take care. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for all the good pointers, too. Definitely needed those. I actually do like this a lot. I think this right here is a win in itself. And actually, I think I might use this, to be honest with you. I think this is actually a nice little setup. Let's see what the temperature on this stuff is. Oh, did we even set... Oh, okay, we didn't set the temperature. We can actually start seeing what the temperature everything is on the bus. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. This stuff's still pretty hot. And actually, that's very hot. But right here, it gets cooled. And that's actually working, which is very nice. And you are right about that being more of an even temperature coming out of the buffer tank. I don't know why I was trying to engineer that smart design right out of this. Oh, by the way, that means we need to hook this up. Above 25? Yep, there we go. Oh, okay. We don't have enough power yet. We don't have enough power yet. I'm guessing that if for some reason you don't have power, I mean, you could do the hamster wheels or just inject some power until this thing primes. I want to see it actually get going. I think once this gets hot enough, it should be okay because, like I said, we're only going to put output power if we can. And that's what this automation circuit here does. It not only automates the steam turbine, but it also automates the power output. If you hadn't caught that, basically, if this is above 200 degrees and this battery is full, we want to allow power out of the farm. Because this thing's going to run anyway. If this is 200 degrees, this thing's going to be running. Which would be an absolute waste of power. We're just going to be deleting heat. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the efficiency by allowing power out when it's just burning heat. But now I just want to see how this actually spools up and if it works well. And the good news is that this thing's going to continue to erupt for a little bit. We still have 65, 67, 66 cycles until it's going to go dormant. But it's going to erupt again very, very soon. Matter of fact, we could probably just put some more heat in here, huh? We could always do that. Hey, how much do we have in here? Okay, we're kind of there. Here it goes. How much steam do we have in here? 150? Yep, that's exactly what I was going for. 150 per tile. Get rid of that. Yeah. Wonder if we should like kind of loop it through here as well. All right, let's observe. Nice. All of this stuff's fairly cold now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that stuff heat soaking in here. I love that. I love seeing that. Oh yeah. This thing's probably gonna erupt one more time and then this thing's gonna start running a lot. All right, cool. I'd call that a win. I mean, this is functioning. We'll come back to this. Like I said, we conceptualized what we were trying to do with the power management here, as well as the aquatuner management. And then we implemented it here into our circuit. So let's see. I really would like to make something like this, but I want to make a variation where you can use water from a slush geyser to cool it. So that's what I was actually in the middle of trying to find. I was trying to find, let's see here, DLC 2. No. I don't even know if it's going to be in any of these, is it? POIs? No. It's got to be in the original. It's got to be in the base game. It's got to be here. Chlorine gas, filthy water. Is that it? Is that what this is? Filthy water. All right. Let's see what it is. Oh, it is a polluted water vent. Let's see, what is the temperature? Oh, it's at 30 degrees. No, that's not what we're looking for. That is not what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and delete that. Destroy. Clear selection. Okay, so we don't want filthy water. We do want liquid CO2, hot water. Why am I not seeing the cold stuff? I guess we're just going to have to use a salt water or something like that. I don't know. I wanted to use the polluted water because that's what I'm actually going to use in the playthrough. If any of you know where that is in the dev tools, I would love to know. Because I'm just not seeing it. Slush salt water, slush water. What is the slush water? Let's just look at some of these. Cool slush geyser. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Pfft, I'm dumb. Alright, yeah, this'll work. I'm actually not sure what the temperature of the one that I have is. But we'll make this one work. We just need to heat up the water just a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll use this to do that. So we'll do this. We'll cap it off. Do something like that. I don't know. And then we'll pump it over. Oops, wrong tab. Actually, let me go back here and check my playlist. Where are we at? Okay, we're still safe. We're gonna make sure we didn't wander outside the DMCA free music. Let's see here. What are we at? Oh yeah, pumps. Let's go ahead and grab a pump. We're gonna pump this over, and now what I want to do is I'm gonna put it into this loop, and then this loop is gonna check the temperature. So we'll do something like this. Actually, wait. Bring it straight over, and then we'll just bridge it up. Like this. And essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do two things here. I'm trying to cap a volcano, and I'm also trying to warm up this water. Kind of in the same go. So, yeah, we'll let this thing do its thing. Oh yeah, we gotta put some power on this. I forgot. Let's put some power to it. There's the power. All right, let's see what happens here. And we'll go ahead and uncap this as well. We're gonna let this chill. Wait. It's above 0. Actually, let's do above 6 degrees. No. Above 5 degrees, 6 degrees. I don't know. We'll just say anything above 0, right? Well, we don't want it to be that cold entering our base. We'll do like 20 degrees. How about that? There we go. We'll just let that circulate. I wonder if putting a buffer tank inside of it would be worthwhile, because it would even out the temperature a little bit more. Then it may take longer. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll just let this run for a minute. I think this thing's... Where are we at on the cycle with this? Analyze. Eruption period, active period, next dormancy. Okay, so it's actually ready to go. It's gonna do this again. All right, cool. What we could do is just let it run and see what happens. Or better yet, we could add some heat to it. Just to get it started. Just trying to get this thing going. Oh yeah, we gotta prime it first. No, actually, no, we don't. We're using this. Okay, I think actually, well, yeah, no, we do have to prime this. Okay. This has its own little loop. And in all honesty, I actually think it would probably just make more sense to cool it with that first. And then put it back into the farm. I mean, put it back into the loop. Might be better because I was kind of hoping to use this aqua tuner as a thermal spike. And what I mean by that is like I use it to control the temperature of a couple of different things. So it would have to be fairly cold for that. But actually, you know what? I could still use it like that. This stuff would just be really cold. So I think I might do that. But we'll go ahead and prime it anyway. Let's go ahead and prime it. Grab ourselves a dev toe. And I think we can just do something like that. And then we'll pick, what, polluted water? And then we just want to make sure that this thing doesn't run until we get this loop filled. And now we can deconstruct the bridge. Actually deconstruct all that stuff. All right, there's that. And now we can set this correctly. So we'll say when it's above, actually, I'm gonna say -4 degrees, something like that. I'm trying to remember what the freezing point of the water is. Let me see here. What is it? Polluted water. Freezing point is -20. So we could actually go 14, yeah, about 6 is right. 6 degrees, -6. So -4 should be safe. Because I believe it cools at 14 degrees, so that'd be a -18. We could actually do like a -5. Why not? Is this not? Wait a minute. I didn't clear this out. Oh, that's right. Okay, well, let me go ahead and change that. We'll delete this. We'll go vacuum. Paint. Boom. What's our density here? About 100. No. Oh, it's 250. Okay, well, that's a little bit much, but it'll be all right. Okay, this thing's gonna try to take itself out, huh? It's gonna have some power issues, at least at first. Until it gets hot enough, that is. Where are we at? Oh wow, we are kind of hot already. Why is this thing not working? Is it running? Doesn't say any of the things are blocked, right? I don't think they are. No, they don't look blocked. I wonder if this is going to be enough to keep up with this, though. That's the problem. I think it will be. I think it will be. Yeah, 135 degrees. Oh, yeah. And we're about to erupt again. Let's look at what we have going on. Oh, okay. First we need to go ahead and finish our shipping, don't we? Let's go ahead and put this right here. And then we'll just dump it right there. And we'll put, I don't know, a block over here to catch it. All right, let's observe. Actually, wait. That water isn't, okay. It's not going to go until it reaches the right temperature. Right now it's 8 degrees. Let's see what the numbers are going to look like once this starts putting stuff onto the bus. Did you not, Wait, what? Why is this thing overpressured? Maybe we should put some more vacuum in here. I think we got too much. Paint. All right, there we go. That should be okay. Let's watch what happens. Oh, it's not going to do anything right now? I guess it was overpressured at the time. All right, well, fair enough. We'll wait another cycle, I guess. Let's see how this one's doing. Actually, this water's coming out. It's pretty cold. Let's see where we're at over here. This seems to be working okay. Is our battery full? Yes. Did we disconnect? No. Let's disconnect. What temperature are we at? 175? All right. Very nice. Very nice. That temperature is almost holding right now. Which is exactly what we're looking for. Let's see what the temperature of the stuff coming off is. 25 degrees. That's not bad at all. Let's look at our thermal overlays and see how this is going. So far, so good. All of our heat is in here. We got a little bit here, but it's not much. I think that water is going to keep everything fairly cool. Probably clear that floor. I hate when there's all that stuff in there. All this stuff should be fairly cool as well. Nice. 25 degrees. All right, I'd call that a win. This is definitely something I'm probably going to implement in one of my Let's Plays soon. This right here. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to use this on Stinger's Let's Play, the contest play, because on the main base, we are having an issue with one of the Volcano Tamers. It basically just runs out of power because I'm trying not to waste the extra power, but at the same time, you got to stop it from using all the power. So yeah, I think that's good. We might even add this somehow into this, maybe? I'm not sure. Would have to be up here somewhere. Matter of fact, we forgot to add this in. Whoops. Like that. Actually, I don't like the way that looks. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. All right. Let's see how that water's coming through here right now. Is there anything over here? There is. Oh. Okay. I mean, in all honesty, we could let this water out. This is warm enough that we could sieve it, and it wouldn't be a problem. That's just what we're trying to do with this. We're just trying to get this water warm enough to where we can sieve it. Can you sieve it? You gotta sieve it to believe it. Believe it to sieve it. It's holding right now. We're still waiting on that eruption. It's gonna happen soon. Hopefully this time we'll be able to see what's going on. Got about 80 seconds. That thing's gonna pop. Here we go. Come on, baby. Still got a couple seconds. Yeah, I was gonna start working on some modular designs up here. I was just kind of playing around. I think I'm gonna start another R&D colony because this one's got a lot of stuff going on. There we go. Okay, now we have some action. This is exactly what we wanted to see. This thing not connected? Oh, I got this backwards. Ha! Genius! There we go. That should work. Alright, these pieces are oh my god. Those pieces are hot. Hot, 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 hot. Wait. This must not be right. Below, we'll say 25 degrees. Oh, look at that. That water's hot. Jesus criminy. This may not be the right setup. Oh. Nah, that's not good. This loop probably needs to be bigger. I think now that it's primed, that might be okay. Matter of fact, we might want to lower the temperature on this a little bit. See how this loop's functioning. We should probably put this earlier in the loop. That way it stays full. How can we do that? I think what we'll do is we could do something like this. This is a little bit more piping. What we could do is we could do something like this. That way it comes in more towards, we'll deconstruct the bridge, comes in more towards the beginning of the loop rather than halfway through the loop. That way we have more contact. Immediate contact, that is. Let's look at our bus. Oh, everything's gone. Below 25 degrees. All right. I guess we're just going to wait for another eruption and see how it does this time. I'm hoping it does better because it's kind of not being nice right now. It looked like there was some pipe damage in here, but I'm not sure. How long do we have? 0.8 cycles. See how this one's doing. Still warm. Looks like power is off. Temperature 189. All right. When are we going to interrupt again? 0.6 cycles. So that one's going to erupt before this one. We probably should have put these closer together. Right. This stuff's looking good. Oh yeah, this stuff is hot, hot, hot. Wondering if we could have snaked it around through here as well. It's probably another something we could have done. I guess how would that look? It would have went down here, up here, and then back. Nah. Nope. I think that'll be okay. I don't think... We could add a couple more rails just so we have more stuff in here heat soaking, but I think this will be okay. And we're not really backed up anyway. All right. Battery's low. So we're running. Question is, how's this water looking? 5.7 degrees. Yeah, see that pipe took a little bit of damage, so it seems. And that is what? Oh, I mean, it's actually not the first one in. So it came in, hit here, and for some reason, that tile, or this pipe rather, decided to take damage. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, almost there. This one should be erupting. Yep, it is. Come on, give me some materials. Let's see what this temperature sensor is seeing. It's seeing 190. I'm wondering if we're gonna spike when it erupts. Maybe we'll get to see this light down here turn on. I just want to see it actually work. Again, the way this is supposed to work is if this temperature sees 200 degrees or more and this battery is full, it should allow us to siphon some power out of the farm because, or not the farm, but the tamer, because this thing's gonna be running anyway. There it goes, you see? As you can see, that battery is full. So when this thing's cutting on, it's seeing that the battery's full, but it has to run to keep things from overheating. So instead of just burning that power into the ether, it allows it out of this circuit. But only when it's over 200 degrees and it has to run and the battery is already full. That way this farm should never lose its charge. At least I don't think it should. I think it'll produce more power than it uses, as long as we're not siphoning too much off. But the most important thing is we want to make sure this battery stays full. Because if it's not over 200 degrees and we allow it to siphon power, there's a good chance that we could basically dissipate all of our stored heat in here. Which is honestly really cool because I was originally, when we were doing Manic Mondays and we were doing the constraint wheel, I was actually thinking about doing thermal batteries, but the problem is this is a battery, so we actually couldn't necessarily use this. But this right here, this little mechanism right here could be the key to a no battery run. This right here. Basically only allowing power out when there's too much heat in here. But the only problem is that you wouldn't have power laying around waiting for the thermal aqua tuner to use. But that's another problem for another day. I actually like this. This is actually working very well. Oops. It looks like I forgot to mute my phone. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I think what I might do... I'm gonna go ahead and delete some of this stuff. Probably that as well. And then what I think we could do... So we could try to package this a little different, but with these inputs being right here, I think this is the play. I think it has to be below it. We might be able to wire it to somewhere else, but... I don't know. I think this will be fine. Yeah, there we go. That's awesome. Let's see how this one was doing. We still doing okay over here? We only have that one broken still, which is good. What's everything looking like on the bus? Oh, it's already emptied. Oh, that's interesting. The only problem is like, oh, okay, we're actually getting a decent amount of water. Okay, I stand corrected. Gonna do this so we have some room. Get all that down to here. Then maybe we can quantify it a little bit. We can do like a little bit of a test. I don't know what the throughput on this is gonna be. Is there a meter? Yeah, I don't know. Is there a way to quantify how much water passes by? There's a meter valve. Liquid valve. Controls the volume. Specified amount is passed through. All right, we could do that. I don't know if I've ever really worked with these before. It's interesting. I don't know if it's going to help us here. At least not in the way I'm trying to use it. I'm really interested to see how much water we can actually get out of here. Like, how fast. It's getting ready to erupt again. I just want to see how quickly this water gets out, along with the material. What did I have this set to? 25 and 15? Okay. All right, here comes the material. Wait. What's going on here? Did I delete something? Okay. Hello? Oh, we got automation laying over top of it. That's why. It's not right. It's not right at all. What am I doing? The temp sensor should be right here. That's what we're missing. That's what happened. Okay, well, that's an easy fix. Then we'll do above 200, just like the other one, because we don't want this thing to overheat. And I think this should take care of everything. Yep, it will. Here we go. That stuff's hot. See how it handles this? There we go. All right, we should start getting some liquid output. How much is this? 21, 24, 27, 33. Oh, that's too hot. That's too hot, man. But the cool thing is that this buffer tank will... Ooh, yeah, it's kind of warm. What we can do is we can kind of check what the output's going to be. Or it'll average out. I think it'll average out, right? It average out in the tank? Pretty sure it does. Which actually reminds me, we should probably do this. That way they don't transfer heat. And that looks like all the material's about to pop out. It is, yep. So essentially you get water when this thing erupts. Okay, well, I guess that is what it is. And then this aqua tuner looks like it's probably never gonna run. Which means that this thing's gonna throw off so much power. So much power. Because you're not using this to actively cool what's coming out, which kind of washes your power a little bit, you know what I mean? This is only cooling this right now. That's all it's cooling, really. If you check it out. Yep, it's just cooling this. And what I would actually do with this is I'd probably use it to cool something else. That way you got free power for whatever you're trying to cool, and then the water will cool what you're trying, the material that you're trying to get out of the tamer. I actually like this a lot. I like this one the most, but for what I need right now, this is perfect. I need something to help me warm up some water, as well as to tame a volcano geyser, as well as to have some type of zonal control. So what I like to do, actually, you know what? Let me show you this. I want to show you this real quick. I'm sure it's not anything special or anything like that, but I'll kind of show you, how can I do this? I can probably do it up here. Let me, well, let me see. This will get messy if I try to bring it down here, so let's do this. Do something like that, and I'm just gonna actually, you know what? Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. All right, so this is what I want to show you. So what I like to do with something like this is I do, let's say, here is my zone, right here, right? So what I usually do is I'll do this, right? Put these tiles, and then there'll be another set on the other side, like this. And then what I'll do is I will use like mechanized doors. Actually, wait, that's not tall enough. Oops. Let's trim this down a little bit. Okay, don't freeze my game now, bro. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this and do this, and then get rid of this. All right, so now what I'm doing here is I'm creating zonal control. And what I mean by that is this. You can take something like this. It doesn't have to be too wide. And let's say, I don't know, I need something to be... actually, let's fill this up first. Then what I do is I come through the other side with radiance as well. Something like that. Oop, that's not what I wanted. And we'll just pretend this goes somewhere else. You know what I mean? Let's say actually it goes here, right? We'll just do this. As a matter of fact, we're gonna have to bridge it in, aren't we? Yeah, let's do that. Give me 1 second to finish setting this up. This will come off. This will come up. This will come up as well. Matter of fact, we will put a bridge right here. Actually, let's do it in the middle. I don't know if we actually need it, do we? No, we don't. We don't. Because, well, wait a minute. Let's put the tank in and see what happens. Will the tank circulate it, or do we need the bridge? That's my question. Let's go ahead and grab some... Okay, I got rid of it. I was looking for the dev tool for the water. So I'll probably, excuse me, put one here. And then we'll put one here. All right, let's do this. No, we don't want that yet. And then I'm gonna, well, first off, we'll start with just the pipes. I don't think this is gonna flow correctly, but I could be wrong. And then we'll just set these to, oh, let me get this off the screen. Should probably get this uncovered, right? Polluted water, reveal. Whee! Oh, actually, let's go big. Let's go big, let's go big. All right, that's better. Mo better. All right, what? Reveal, what? You're not gonna give me that? All right, well, whatever. Okay, so we have that, and then what I usually do is I fill these with water. I mean, you can make this tiles, but here's what I like to do. So what I do is I'll put a thermal sensor in here. You can put it wherever you want. I mean, you can put it right here. I put it right here, just because it's gonna be close to what we're trying to do. And then I just hook it up to these two doors. And then you set it to whatever you want the temperature of this to be. So let's say we want this one to be 25 degrees. We want this one to be, I don't know, we want it to be 0 degrees, right? Right? And I think we're already doing this water at what, negative 5.6 degrees. So we're gonna get lots of coldness from here, heat absorption. All right, and you don't even gotta do any liquid in these. Let me clear the floor. Whoa, that's a big clear the floor. Yeah, there we go. Put this all the way down again. Right. Get rid of that. And now I want to fill this with water. And you can do it with whatever you want. You can do it with polluted water, whatever you want. You can do it with salt water, whatever. Go polluted water liquid. I'm going to go 300 degrees. And I'm just going to do, I think it's 100 kilograms in a tile. And then we'll just fill it in. Like this. All right. And now what this is going to do... Oh, I guess... Come on, man. Why you got to do that? I guess what we can do is we can put a duplicate up here. That should undo everything. Yep, there we go. And then we'll just clear our duplicate. Go away, May. Mima, I mean. Destroy. We'll destroy you. Destroyed. Deleted. All right, let's go ahead and put polluted water here. And polluted water here. Because that's, you know, that's your early water coolant, so why not? All right, let's observe what happens here. We're going to follow back up with our tamers here in just a second, okay? So now what you have is you have this, and the doors are going to open. They're going to do some weird stuff for a second while we get this primed, but here's what's going to happen. Okay, this is going to get full. Actually, you know what we can do? Let's just put a little bit of water in here. Actually, you know what? No, we don't even need to do that. Let's go ahead and deconstruct this. And deconstruct this. And actually, we should probably add some more water to this line, huh? But we gotta make sure that this is turned off so we don't mess this up. Go ahead and do that. We'll let this charge. I did see that somebody has a cheeky way of doing this. I can't remember if it's Arissa or if it's Ethan. But they have a design to where you don't have to worry about this thing cutting on and stopping the circulation. I'm not sure who that is, but anyway, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Deconstruct. Now we can go back and hook it back up, and now we can see it work. And so what this is going to do is it's going to cool down this to a really cold temperature. This should get colder and colder and colder. And then what's going to happen is, as long as this is above the temperature, no, we want it, if it's above that, we want it open. Same thing over here. If it's above 0, we want it open. Actually, wait. No, we want it below 0. I'm sorry. No. Wait a minute. Yeah, above. I'm sorry. We want them open so it creates vacuum. You see it's vacuum and the heat transfer stops. So what'll happen is this water will get to about 24, 25 degrees, whatever we have it set to, and it'll just keep it rotating at that temperature. It should stabilize fairly quick. The only problem is we're not adding heat to this water, so it may not stabilize in the exact way that we were hoping. But this water right here, you're gonna see it's gonna start getting cooler if it's below 0. Wait a minute. If it's above 0, we want it. No. If it's above 0, we want it closed. I'm sorry. And if it's below, if it's above 20, did we do this right? I don't even know if we did this right. Hold on a second. I'm having a major brain thing. This looks like it's trending down. Yeah, it is. So now it's getting transferred. This water is at 26 degrees. And so this should be, if it's below, yeah, okay, that's what we want. It's below. Because if it's above, it sends a green signal which opens the door, which doesn't allow heat to the heat to be transferred to the spike. So this is what I meant by zonal control. Like, you can have one over here going 25 degrees, and you can have another one over here. This thing's gonna slowly but steadily head towards 0 degrees, which is what we have it set on. So if we observe this over time, now we have zonal temperature control off of one aqua tuner, which is kind of interesting. And And this is starting to do more work, so we may have some issues here. But yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a power issue because it's trying to catch up with this. I'm actually kind of curious if we should even do that. We might want to tie this in to where, I don't know, because we don't want the zonal control to be contingent upon power in the tamer. This may be a little bit too much for this setup. I think it might be. But it really doesn't matter because as long as we have enough power to run the auto sweeper and the loader and these, which are very low power consumers, it doesn't really matter. And it does seem like we're kind of getting a little bit of power back, but the thing is I'm not sure how it's going to equalize. That's my only concern. Is will it reach equilibrium? We have a decent amount of water coming in, but it's not better than nothing, I will tell you that. And it is free cooling. And in all honesty, we could probably poke it into here just a little bit somehow. But there's too many pipes in the way. And the only problem is I'd be afraid that it would flash it, and then we'd get more pipe damage. Let's see how this one's doing. Oh, this one's beautiful. I think Redneck was really onto something here. I think this is a very elegant design. It's nice and compact. It's almost square. And it also has something that allows it to do something useful with the excess power. And I know he said he had ethanol up here, but you don't need that. Come on, man. I mean, I guess you could vacuum this room out, but why? See how the temperature looks. It's at 30 degrees. It shouldn't get too high, especially not with this staying right here at about 30 degrees. What would we set this at? 25? Okay. I think that is probably a better setting for that. How's the automation looking? Everything looks like it's, I mean, I don't expect anything weird happening, but you never know. I honestly think this system might benefit from having a buffer tank as well. We could do one up here, honestly. We could do something like that, and then just do some more pipes. If I can find it. And then I just do something like this. There you go. Now that's smart. And then we'd obviously probably want to put some more water into that as well. So we can do that. There. There, and a bridge. Let's fill her up. Fill her up, please. Oh, we forgot to pick the liquid, didn't we? I'm sitting here like, why isn't it working? Oh yeah, we forgot to set it. Oh yeah. How warm is this water? It's 26 degrees? Okay. Just want to fill this up a little bit. And then we'll let this thing run. Come on, baby, fill up. I think we're gonna stop somewhere soon. We'll probably stop. I think that's good. You didn't want to do that. Come on, man. And then we'll just put the loop back together. Yeah, so that's actually good to know. You don't need a bridge if you put a buffer tank into it, which is awesome. So there's that. Yeah, so this should be getting colder. Yeah, it's starting to get colder. This is sitting at 25 degrees, so it's good. Look how close that water is to 25 degrees. It's literally like right there at it. I'm sure this is kind of, well, we don't really have a back stock. There's nothing in here, so it's just circulating. This water is going to slowly get cooler. You can see it starting to go. Once it gets down there, this thing will probably equalize a little bit, and it won't be doing all of this. But this is probably going to be the one I build. This won't be right here. It'll probably be below it, but yeah, I think this is probably going to be the one I build. And what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably bring these pipes out and bring them down or something like that. Or maybe I'll do it on this side. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, we're going to have to cross either the input from the geyser or the output from here. Actually, we could probably go straight down with the output. And then we could just put this. Oh, that's such a great idea. I'll put the thermal spike out to the side. Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. So I'll probably do something like this. And then this would be the thermal spike out here. It'd be something like that. You know what I mean? And then we just get rid of this and just loop it this way. Just here, back, here, back, here, back. All of this would be gone, and it would be relocated over here. The only problem is this vertical spike actually has a bit of an advantage because you can put these tanks in a really nice spot. I mean, I guess you could do it on the sides. Like, if this was like the spike, obviously there would be metal here, like that. I don't even think it needs to be that big. And then you'd have your doors, like that. And then you'd have your zone above and your zone below. And obviously you'd have to do like that. Matter of fact, there would be something like this. You know what I mean? And then that would be your zone of control. You could even just do a one loop like that and then fill this with water. Put your pipe through here. You know what I mean? And then you'd have something like that. And then you'd fill this with the polluted water. Actually, we can fill it. And then you just do the same thing that we did before. Put a temp sensor in there somewhere. Zoop all your doors together. Hook it to that. Set it to whatever you want your temperature to be. In this particular instance, let's say we want it to be 25. It's above 25. No, it's above 25, so then it would open, but we want it to be below 25. But yeah, I think that could work too, and then you could just put your buffer tank here on the end. Do something like this. Boom. There you go. Now this loop could go off and cool something, you know what I mean? Like you could have this loop cooling something wherever it is. And here's where it would receive its cooling. Probably not the most efficient setup, but it is kind of cheeky when you want to control different things at different temperatures using one. Cool little thing I like to build. But anyway, I think we should probably clean some of this up. Let's destroy this. There we go. This is still trying to get down to temperature. That's what's going to take a while. Like I said, once this gets down to temperature, this should kind of stabilize. How's this one doing? How are we doing over here? Oh, we're doing fantastic. Look at all the extra power we have right now. We actually have quite a bit. I mean, maybe that's not quite a bit. It's a little bit. I'll put it to you that way. How about that? It's a little bit. And in all honesty, what I'd probably do is I'd probably either put this directly into a circuit or maybe use... Well, you could use a transformer, I guess. A transformer is like a mini battery. I'd probably just hook it into the circuit. But that circuit, you'd probably want it to have batteries too. Some way to capture that extra power. But that's interesting. That is interesting. I'm really glad that we explored this today. But yeah, so the way this would work... Actually, wait. We have this hooked up wrong. I'm sitting here telling you we have extra power, and we're actually not doing anything with the actual power coming out of the farm. Oh my! Let's do that. Now we're running a true experiment. It's very really... It looks like it's not really going to cut on very much. At least not right now. We'll keep observing. It's close. When this thing erupts again, I think we're going to get a lot of extra power output. I'm wondering if there's any way we can measure the power that we're... Insulated conductive bridge, power bank charger, compact discharger. Matter of fact, you know what we could do? We could just put down a battery. Let's find the one that has the least amount of leakage. I think 400 joules per cycle, 200 kilojoules. Wow, 400 joules. That's much better. I think we should probably put one of these down and see what we can get out of this. Actually, let's do that. See what we can get out of that. We want this to be one-way power, though. That's the problem. How can we make this one-way power? I don't think we can in the way I want to. That's an interesting problem to solve. So if we were to do that, one-way power, that's interesting. That's an interesting concept I'm probably going to have to look into. I wonder if there's any way to do that to where you can... I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. We'll just leave it the way we had it. I just wanted to try to quantify how much power additional extra power we're siphoning out. And I'm gonna have to think on that one. Rogax says transformer. Oh yeah, because it can't. Yeah, it is one way. You're right. You're right. Oh my gosh. I knew that the answer was so stupid and it was probably sitting right in front of me. Let's see if we can fix that then. Let's go back to transformer. Let's get a big one. We might as well. Actually, wait. Think that's a good idea? I don't think its capacity's any bigger, right? Let's pause for a second. Limited to 4 kilowatts. How much does it hold? Delete? We'll just start with the small one. I don't see why that would be a problem. I think we can just start with the small one and kind of go from there. And then we'll put that straight into a battery and we'll see how much we get. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at all the power we're getting already. Jesus Christ. We're going to have to make more. Thank you, Rogax, for that suggestion. I totally didn't see that. We're just throwing off extra power right now. Like, this is all extra power. Honestly, I just realized something. If we were doing this in an isolated world, which really only strengthens what I said at the beginning of the stream when I said that each one of these creative explorations that we go on, these rabbit holes, we should probably create a new save. Because we could probably come up here and like look at the power... where is it? Power usage. We could probably look at generation as well. Power wasted. We'd have to get rid of the dev generators, of course. Oh, no, we don't. 283 kilojoules. Used. Yeah, so this is exactly what I meant. There's a lot of noise here because we have other stuff going on. I mean, look at all these things. Airlocks, liquid shutoffs. Actually, the liquid shutoff is in here. The faux lamp, that's in the other farm. A lot of this other stuff is in different areas. So a lot of this is noise. It would be a lot cleaner if we were just doing a singular experiment in a clean save. Rogax said, put the rocket platform and its power as that's 100 kilojoules. Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. So look how quick it filled up all these batteries. Isn't that crazy? I wonder what the power runoff on that is. Let's go ahead and the wasted power. I don't know if we want to get rid of those. Let's try the rocket platform. We have a little bit of time. Why not? We could do something like... Actually, y'all don't even know what I'm about to do. I'm about to steal something out of Too Legit's playbook, alright? Hold tight. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. This is something he likes to do. He likes to make what I like to call the battery rockets. New rocket. Battery. Build. 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 He likes doing this. And then we gotta hook them all up. So now I want to look at the information on this. What is the information? Let me be this. Can be run through wall, floor tile, max power 2 kilowatts. Duplicants, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't show any power drain or wasted power, right? Is that what this is? Oh, wait a minute. Leak. There it is. 400 joules a cycle. So it's the same as the smart battery, except for it's got an insanely larger capacity, right? That's 100. What is this? 20? So it's basically 5 smart batteries with the same leakage percentage, which is actually pretty optimal. I mean, that's... Now I see why Too Legit uses this. This is probably the most efficient, power-dense per tile you can get. I mean, because think about it. This is 4 tiles, and this is 6 tiles. And it's 5 times the power. So this one's 20. 20 divided by 4, which we already know is going to be 5. That's 5 kilojoules per tile. This is 6 tiles, and it has 100, so you have 100 divided by 6 tiles. The energy density is 16.6 repeating per tile. So it's triple the energy density, slightly triple the energy density of the smart battery. Which is something I did not know, which is actually really interesting. Yeah, we'll let this run. We just started cycle 283, so we'll kind of let it run for a cycle or two, and then we'll come back to it and we'll see where it's at. I can definitely see myself building this very soon. Very, very soon. And probably just like this, too. Probably exactly like this. I'll probably have a little pad down here, and then I'll do a big battery stack and just hook it all together. But actually, what we could do is we could just deconstruct this now. And now we have a battery stack. I mean, and it's working. Look at it. We're leaking a little bit, though. I can see the leak happening. So the leak's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be 7,400. So what is that, 2,800? We're going to have 2,800, 2.8 kilojoules per cycle of leakage. So once we hit cycle 283 roughly, or 284 right about there, we can do a calculation per cycle. Because it is erupting right now. Now, obviously, that isn't going to account for its dormant cycles. We could probably get deep into the math and actually do a pretty precise calculation, but I think that's probably beyond what we really need to do here. Anyway, let's check on this one. Why, oh why, do we have... Oh, it must have fell when we did that. Okay. Oops. Let's see here. How can we mop? There we go. Clear floor. We'll see if any of that is related. I don't think it is. Yeah, see, we already got one full. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. It seems to be working fairly well. I mean, the coolant spike's a little bit of a different story, but it's getting there. It's down to 16 degrees. It'll probably take another cycle, a couple cycles, and this will be down to the temperature that we set it at. This one should be sitting pretty right at about 25 degrees. And in all honesty, this will probably just stay this way because we're not really adding any heat to it. All right. Yeah. I think what I want to do is I want to actually get some overlays of this. So let me do that real quick. I like to take screenshots with the Windows Shift S key. It just makes it cleaner. That way you can get rid of the UI without having to crop it. Let's see. Actually, let me get it into a good position and I'll start over. All right, here we go. Ah, we don't want that. All right. We'll get the electricity. Actually, well, yeah, yeah. And we don't need the thermals, but we will take this. And we don't need any gas, but we will need the automation overlay and the shipping. We'll grab those real quick. Actually, wait. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And then we'll do the shipping. And I think that's good. I'm probably going to post this to the Discord if you guys are interested in these overlays. If you want to figure out where the Discord is, just do !workshop in the chat. It'll give you a linky to the Discord. Pretty much right now, I don't have any polished tutorials, at least not new ones. So if you're looking for any of the overlays of any of my updated stuff, or you think what we're doing is interesting, chances are I've probably posted something about it over on the Discord. That's actually something that I'm really excited about with the Discord, is that it gives us an opportunity to iterate and improve these designs as a community. And I will promise you this, I'll make you this promise right now. If you contribute to the final design in any meaningful way, you will get credit in the tutorial. I think that's what I want to do, especially if there's a paper trail on the Discord that I can actually go back to and reference to know who I need to give attribution to. Then you will definitely make the end card. I'm actually in the process of designing the end card for the new tutorials that are going to be starting hopefully next month. We're almost there. I'm trying to get through this competition with Stinger's Playground, and once that's over, then I'll have more free time to kind of start focusing back on tutorials, because we have a couple of things that we want to make tutorials on. This may end up being a candidate. We've been doing some work on this bigger farm. We've actually had, I think, Willie, someone in the Discord. I'm not sure, their name is abbreviated in a weird way, so I'm not sure what it actually is. But we were working on this, trying to optimize this. They used it in their Let's Play, and they figured out after many cycles that there was an issue, which we actually addressed earlier tonight. And then we have our starter tank. That's a big candidate for a tutorial. And then we got our Slogo Ranch, which we're still kind of in the process of trying to figure out how this automation is going to work long term. It's still a work in progress. I think we've taken like 2 or 3 shots at it with no success. I mean, it's been a complete and utter failure. I was actually going to look at this tonight, but I ended up not having the documentation that I needed for reference. So, oops, that's my bad. Sorry. And then over here, this is probably starting to fall apart, but this is the big monstrosity that we're building in the Stingers Let's Play. It's basically a hatch ranch that is basically, they're eating their own barbecue. That's essentially what they're eating. They're eating barbecue. And there's a reason for that because, and I won't go too far into the resource chain, but these guys eat 700 kilocalories of barbecue a day. But they actually produce, once the meat is cooked, 666 kilocalories a day. So they're literally like within spitting distance of being able to be a closed resource chain. Now that's obviously barring spoilage, and that's kind of what's going on with the refrigerators and this circulating bus that you have right here. It's basically just a loop, and it just keeps whatever we send out here going. And then when these things are full, they just tell the kitchen, hey, shut it off. Don't put anything else on the conveyor. So, but anyway, we're actually in the Let's Play. We've done 1 ranch and we've started to expand to the second one, but we have eyes to do 4, and then possibly a bunch of the stone ranch, or the stone hatches above it. So anyway, let's go back here and check on these. Let's stay focused on what we got here. We're actually generating quite a bit of power. We're almost through 2 cycles, so let's go here 1 more, and then we'll do a rough calculation of how much power we've generated, extra power that is, over the last 2 cycles. So we know we've 2 cycles have passed, so we're gonna have to divide whatever that number is by 2. And we know that 2 cycles have passed, and our battery drain is 400 per. We have 7, so that's 2,800 per cycle. That means, okay, let's stop it right here. That's 2,800 per cycle, so that's times 2. That's going to be what, 3,600? If my rough math is correct. 2,800 times 2. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 5,600. I forgot the 2. 5,600. This is why we use calculators, ladies and gentlemen. So 5,600, so we're gonna have to add that to it because that's our power loss. So now let's look at what we have on each of these batteries. So 36.9, all of them are equal. Very nice. So that's 36.9 times 7, which is 258. And then we want to add our 5,600 to it, which would be 5.6, which makes for a total of 263.9. I guess we'll call that 264 kilojoules of extra power over 2 cycles. You divide that by 2, we're obviously going to get some easy numbers to work with. That's 132 kilojoules per cycle while it's active. That's how much extra power this thing is putting off. 132 kilojoules per cycle extra. That's just what's coming through this line right here. Once the battery says, nah, I'm full, and the sensor says, bro, we need to run because we're gonna overheat. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And so you figure, this isn't gonna be an exact calculation, but what we could do is we could take that number and assume that that's what it puts off every cycle that it's active. It's active for 74 cycles. So we could times that by 74. This is a rough calculation, of course. So we take, what is it, 132 times 74 cycles, and we get 9,768 kilojoules. And then we'd obviously divide that by... Okay, wait a minute. It's active for this. Now, help me understand this, chat. I'm trying to think. So, if the active period is 74, does that mean 74 of the 131, or is it 74 and then it's dormant for 134? Oh, no, I think it's 74 every. Okay, so that means we have 9,768, and then we're going to divide that by the actual total, which would be like 131. And so this thing, if my math is correct, I'm going to preface it with that. If my math is correct, it roughly puts off 74.5 kilojoules per cycle. You might want to check my math on that. And honestly, I may end up writing this up in the engineering library. I might do an actual full technical write-up on it just to prove the numbers. But I think this is really interesting. This is a really interesting setup. Yeah, that's a lot of extra power. I mean, that's a decent amount of extra power this thing's just throwing off that normally would be wasted just because you don't want it to overheat. Also, thank you again, Rogax. I know I already said thank you, but thank you again for cluing me into the power transformer. Let's see how this one's running. Oh, we almost have 2 reservoirs full of water. Very nice, very nice. Do we have any more pipe damage? I don't think so. I think it was just that initial burst when it was priming. We should be okay. I think this first couple of pieces that came in, there was no water here. The pipe was already hot, and then as soon as the water hit it, it flashed. But yeah, I think it's stable now. I mean, well, we're still waiting on this spike to kind of cool it down. It's getting there. You see the water's down to 12 degrees. It's going to take a little bit more to get it that low. But it's working. It's getting there. Matter of fact, I'd probably just do this just so we can kind of contain some of that energy. That way this can stay cold without the outside affecting it. So this aqua tuner... I almost said aqua tuner. This thermal aqua tuner doesn't have to run as much, hopefully. But yeah, that's awesome. I think we actually accomplished a lot today. I really was almost feeling defeated when we started stream because I was like, man, we can't do the Slogo farm. What are we going to do? And then I started thinking about good old Redneck. And I was just like, oh, what's going on here? Overloading? We can't have that, can we? How is this thing overloading? 12, 120, 10, 850... I guess it will take up to... I know why it overheated now. Okay. I get it. Or broke. It's damaged overloading. We're going to have to probably put a little more heavy-duty circuit into this. Because this pulls 1K, or it can, right? And then this pulls 1.2K. That right there already puts it over. So that's going to be a problem. I mean, at least right here, the way we would actually want to do this is we'd probably want to come up here and do... Trying to think. That's another problem that we're probably going to fix. We could upgrade the wire, right? Isn't there a better wire that'll handle more than 2K? Doesn't the insulated wire go 4K? Yeah, it does. We'd probably want to do that. We're probably going to go with the insulated for the 4K. What does that take? It takes plastic? Okay, well, that's cool because I actually have plastic in my playthrough, so we could actually just go right into that. And you can also use rubber. Very nice. So that's probably what I would do. I'd probably just use that in here. Matter of fact, we should probably change that real quick. Just cuz. And what we'll do is we'll just change this side. We don't need to change the other side. We just need to change this side. How do we want to do this? We'll come across, we'll go up, we'll go down, around, and then just like that, and we'll clear the floor. We'll just let that stuff take care of itself. Because this thing's gonna put everything on the bus anyway. On the rail. There we go. I think that'll work. That's gonna work better. Actually, wait. I hooked this up wrong. What am I doing? What am I doing? It needs to be like this. That's better. Rogak says, still got the squid to ranch too. You're right. We always have projects, man. I would love to see what you have going yourself. Please, please, by all means, post it in the Discord. I'd love to see what you're up to. And like I said, if we end up making a tutorial or something or a video out of it and it's partly your design, I'm definitely going to give you credit. Rogak says, I haven't got anything for the squid yet. Well, that might be something we'll put on the... We'll put that on the list, I think. Maybe we'll find a spot for that on the Discord without making it too complicated. I think I think we're at a good place with the Discord. We don't really need to add anything else as far as like channels and forums. But I definitely think that we could probably do that in suggestions or help. Just like maybe have a running list of things that we want to work on or that we're interested in developing, at least as a community. But yeah, I think this is nice. I'm gonna throw those overlays on the Discord. Matter of fact, I should probably clean this up and, well, yeah, I think I'll take one more of the power overlays just because we changed that wire to insulated so we could get the full 4K out of it, or at least get over 2K. There we go. I did that. Now we have the power updated. And I also want to take this one as well. Let's see what we can do here. Nope, we don't want to get that in there. I'm going to take these overlays real quick, and then we're going to transition out. We'll probably go raid somebody else. Let me do that. But anyway, how's your how's it going, everybody? How's your day been? What you up to? Just hanging out? Let's grab this. I don't want that in there, but I guess we're gonna grab it as well. And we got a couple more to grab, and then we'll be done. We gotta grab this and the shipping. And now we're done. All right, here we go. Okay, cool. All right, let's exit out, and we're gonna go ahead and transition. All right, well, thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate you a lot. We're gonna go ahead and try to raid out. But in the meantime, like I always say, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until next time, try to leave something a little bit better than you found it. And we're gonna be back for Fast Friday, which is becoming Cannonball Run Friday. And I don't know if you guys have seen over on the, I know I'm plugging the Discord so hard today, guys. But if you haven't seen over on the Discord, I did drop a little hint on how the Cannonball Run's going to be going forward. Just to give you an additional primer, not yet, but soon, we're going to be opening up the duplicate list. It is the control group. It is going to be a recurring group that is going to be there every week. And when we do it, we're doing the same seed with the same duplicates every week until we perfect the sequencing for our Cannonball Run. And now, yeah, I might ask, what is a Cannonball Run? I can explain that real quick. Essentially, the Cannonball Run is we start with 25 duplicates. There's no pause. We're on max speed. And the idea is for us to stabilize and then start working towards speed running the tear, the temporal tear. And so what we're going to try to do is over the coming weeks and months is we're going to try to get the sequence correct, like down, so we can try to speed run the tear in one stream, in one 3-hour stream. Apparently this is such a meme-worthy idea that actually Stinger and I were having a private conversation about this the other day, and he said that he's probably going to try this as well. So we'll see how that goes. We have a little bit more practice than he does, but he has way more hours in the game than we do. But anyway, so that's going to be on Friday. But anyway, what I was trying to get to is that we have 21 duplicates left, and what we're going to do is once we really get locked in next month, we're going to start pretty much giving those dupes away to anyone who subscribes with a tier 1, and you'll get to keep that duplicate until we're done or until we run out and we need to restructure it somehow. But the point is that you'll get to pick the duplicate, you'll get to pick the outfit, and that duplicate will persist every week through whatever antics and shenanigans we get into with these Cannonball Runs until we leave the control group in the testing seed that we're using, and then we'll start doing random seeds if we get good enough. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Let me see who we can raid out to. I'm not sure if we can, but we'll do our best. Looks like Ethan is playing. Oh, Stinger's playing as well. I'd like to go hit Stinger, show him a little bit of love. Looks like he's playing something slightly different. Looks like he's playing Overwatch, but we're going to go raid him. You guys go over there, give him some love, give him a hard time. And until next time, like I said, you know, just take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time. We're going to raid out right now. Okay? Bye.